Hey, what is going on, everybody? And welcome back to Coach Kevlar episode 2, titled Chemistry Part 2. Let's roll into it. Alright guys, so in today's episode, we're going to talk about 3 things that expand on the chemistry aspect that I was speaking of in episode 1. So today we're going to talk about knowing your role, criticism, and when is the appropriate time to think about either removing somebody from the team or removing yourself from the team. Whether you are a flex, AR player, anchor, slayer, main OBJ, sub, support, whatever it is, because the roles change upon the different games, depending on what it is, because I don't know what the roles are for games like League of Legends and things of that nature. But whatever the title of the role is, know what it is, know how to play it, and know what is expected of each player when it comes to those things. Because when you go to watch film and you go to try and get better, if you're critiquing somebody on something they're not doing, but it's not their role, you're really not, it's not a positive outlook. You're not helping anybody out because you're expecting them to do something that's not part of their role. It's not what they're supposed to be focused on. Somebody else should be getting critiqued for that. So don't forget that, guys. Know what it is before you start critiquing in film sessions. To expand a little bit more on that, if you're a slayer, your job is to frag out. If you're not fragging out, yeah, somebody's going to call you out on it, and you need to get better and you need to figure it out. If you're main OBJ and you're not slaying out, not a huge deal. Don't be going triple, double negative all the time. But, if you're not going double positive or crazy positive or whatever all the time, whatever. Your job is the main OBJ. You're supposed to be playing that objective. And then sub support, help where you can. Do whatever. All right, so let's talk about criticism. Criticism points here. I'm going to tell you when is appropriate and when is not appropriate. So, in game, never appropriate to criticize anybody, no matter what. Doesn't matter if they make a big fuck up or whatever it is, don't criticize in the middle of the game. Not appropriate, and that person probably already feels bad about what they did, so you do not need to be coming at their neck about anything. Even if you're trying to be respectful and nice, don't do it right then and there. Save it for, here's one place where it is appropriate. After the game or after the scrim is finished. And when you're in film session or if you're just talking in between getting another scrim, then you can chat about it. Then you can figure out, hey, let's not do this again, or hey, that was a good play, but you probably should do it like this next time. Whatever the case may be, do not criticize in game. Do not yell and scream. Even when you're talking about it in the appropriate times, don't yell and scream at somebody about it. Just talk to them. You all adults. At this point, everybody competing to be in the professional stages of esports is 18 years old. Legal age, adult. Talk to them like an adult. Figure this out. Don't be a fucking jackass. I cannot stress that enough. Do not yell and scream. I don't care if it's the 10th time, 20th time they've messed up. Sometimes people forget. It is what it is. I know after a while people get aggravated if the same mistake happens over and over again. But at the end of the day, that's what's going to lead us into the third point. But it's not worth it. It's not worth getting that upset and that mad about it, because then you're not going to play well for the rest of the day. If you have a big tournament coming up, they're not going to play well, and then it just spirals out of control. So let's talk about point number 3, when it is time to either drop somebody or remove yourself from the team. So here's what I've learned over the years. If you continuously have the same issue with someone and you've talked about it numerous amounts of times, you've been respectful, this, and that, whatever you've done to try and handle the problem and it hasn't worked, maybe it is time to remove that individual from the team. Or if the other people are not willing to part ways, whether that's the organization or the other players on the team are not willing to part ways for personal reasons or whatever the mishap may be, maybe it's time to remove yourself from the team and find somebody else. Too often people are trying to drop somebody because they're A, not slaying enough, or B, they didn't get enough objective captures, or C, because of one argument or something. No. Only get to this point when it becomes a repetitive offense and you can't seem to figure out a way to solve the problem. Then maybe it's time to either remove yourself or remove that person. But do not do it just because of one offense or a couple bad games or something of that nature. Even if it's like you go to have a scrim day and this person has a bad game in this scrim and then they have another one in this scrim, and you say you do 7 or 8 scrims and they have at least one bad game every scrim. Don't remove them then, because it's just one bad game. It is what it is. Everybody has it. Now, if it's consistently every single game, different story, obviously. But like I said, that is your last result. If it's a repeated offense and it continues to happen over and over and over and over again, maybe then it's time to remove yourself or them. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you got some good information out of this. Comment, like, subscribe. Remember, the goal is to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year so that your boy can get that custom YouTube link and be looking all nice and professional. So I'll see you guys in the next video.